Hello and welcome back to the Manitoba Advocate for Children and Youth. It is Friday, August 14th, and today we will be discussing Article 4, The Government is Responsible for Helping You to Protect Your Rights. I'd like to start by just saying thank you for joining us again. We appreciate all the viewers coming to tune in and learn about children's rights. I'll apologize for the state of us today, or at least for myself. I look like I'm a little bit wet. We were out medicine picking this morning. Cheryl took us out, so we spent the morning in the ditch. We managed to avoid the rain for the first 15 minutes. However, it came down in full force, and I'm almost dry, so just happy to be here. I'm going to pass it off to Cheryl to do our acknowledgement, and she can share with you what she will be teaching today.
Bonjour. Kanu abik tijna kaz no me anamawagan. I say make witch for this beautiful day. My name is Eagle Woman. I'm from the Sturgeon clan, and St. Peter's, Denver is where I call home. So today we started out with a little medicine picking. It's always so nice. I spend a lot of time in the ditches of glorious Manitoba. Today we are out by number 1. So we got a little chance to pick some medicine, and one of the teachings that I want to remind everybody of is that when you're picking medicine and offering that tobacco, don't just ask for a certain particular healing from that medicine. Ask for all the healing, because you close it out if you don't give it a well-rounded. Each of our medicines has many uses. It could be used in teas, it could be used in smudges, it could be used together for other medicines. So today I was only wearing my orange t-shirt to remind the people on the road that I was high visible, so that I was there and they could see me. But while I'm wearing that today, I'm going to talk a little bit about September 30th is to remind us to wear orange t-shirts for residential school survivors. So I'm also cutting up my little pins, getting everything ready. I'm making packages for the staff to bead a pin for Orange Shirt Day. So things take time to prepare and plan for. We talked in numerous conversations today about planning and prepping things to get them ready in order. Like I always talk about getting ready in the hottest part of the summer for the winter months to be able to get us through. And that takes a little bit of prep work. So being able to understand that even our gardens are starting. I noticed as we were driving through the medicine fields to get to them that the farmers are already starting to clean their fields. So prepping their work to be able to get ready for harvest. The animals are starting to tell us. I live in an area where the geese, they own the place. People slow down and let them cross. People like to come and just park and watch them do their business. So the geese are gathering already. The birds are telling us. So if you look around your environment, you're starting to see signs that summer is slowly winding down. The days at 9 o'clock, it's dark. That makes me sad.
It makes me very, very sad.
I just loved it at 10 o'clock when it was still light out and you could just go for another half an hour. Now it's like, ooh, feels like a little tinge of fall in the air, and I'm sad about that, but we're getting things done. We're doing what we need to do. And so that's what prep work and Indigenous life is all about on Indian time. So make witch for that little sharing today. Yeah.
I can't believe August is almost like it's half over already.
Yeah. Mid-August, but this summer we did a lot, even though COVID. Yeah. It was just a different spin. I've never spent as much time with my family and being so closely knit that we travel as a bubble pack. We do things together. It's so like I've realigned my activities in a way that it's more family orientated, and I thank the Creator for that, because he's with this COVID, if you ever want to see who's really in charge, I think the Creator, God, Allah, put a stop to everything on the creation with this COVID.
Yes.
So he's the one that said we're not done yet. You guys still have a bit of healing to do, so prepare.
And you know what? I'm going to agree with Cheryl. I think it's given us an opportunity to do a lot more family activities. When you said we travel in a bubble, I can see it, because that's what we do. And even with John, I know I creep his Facebook every now and again, and the activities and the fun it looks like you're having with the boys, and
We ran into John.
Did
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, we ran into each other at a location this weekend, and it was good to see our coworkers in a family setting. It was really nice in the community.
Nice.
You have to be creative, I'm finding, with the COVID and everything, but there's lots of different things to do with your family
Yeah.
out there.
and
You
I
gotta
think
look.
John's
and there are
teaching
things.
both of his boys how to cannonball, because I've seen a couple of those
Yeah.
videos. But I actually, where's your I want to see you cannonball.
I don't know if the water would be in the pool anymore, so I gotta leave that to the little guys.
Well, if you think about it, have one of the little guys film you, because I would love to see that.
I just got 2 great big blow up swans that we're going to be trying out on a beach close to Manitoba, so be looking out for us this weekend. 2 big swans, folks.
2 big swans. All right. Well, you know what? Like you said, summer's almost over, so let's hopefully the next few videos or the next few Facebook Lives, we'll be able to share what we've continued to do outside. But again, today, let's get to meat and potatoes. So I'm going to pass it off to John.
We're looking at the UNCRC like we do every week, the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child. All 42 rights are equally important. We say that every week, but we really do need to say that because we don't get to pick and choose what children's rights we want to follow. All 42 are mandatory. They are what we've signed on for. The government of Canada has signed on to this agreement in the United Nations. It's been ratified. So we need to ensure that these rights are being followed for all children. One of them being informing them of their rights. So that's why we're here. We're going to talk about the UNCRC. If you have any questions, again, just leave them in the comments. The video description also has links for various resources. So if you're wanting the poster, the UNCRC poster, things like that, there are links on our website, but feel free to also contact our office and we can arrange to have some of these things sent out if you're wanting to put them up around your homes or your place of work, things like that. It's very important to have these so children learn about these rights.
That's right. Yeah.
So we'll get right into article number 4. So article number 4, or right number 4, is the government is responsible for helping to protect your rights. When John talks about the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Children, or these 42 rights, the key point there is that Canada has signed on to honor these rights. We've ratified them. So essentially, one of the challenges I guess we would have for our viewers out there is to call in and ask us for one of those posters, because all of those 42 rights are your youth rights, children's rights, and again, government is not only responsible for helping to protect them, but as John said, to make sure that all children know they have these rights, to make sure that all service providers know these rights. I would love for everybody to have one poster in Manitoba so that everybody would at least know how important it is that we are looking to our government to make sure that our children are safe and protected. As adults, we have a responsibility to our young people to provide the best care possible, to make sure that we are giving every young person, every child, the opportunity to, again, live and thrive, which is one of our rights. So with that said, not only are we responsible to make sure that we're meeting your rights, but we are also responsible as adults to make sure that government is protecting those rights. It's interesting because I think a lot of our legislation, when it comes to the different systems, the child welfare system, the justice system, oftentimes many of these rights should be embedded in a lot of these policies or in a lot of the ways that we are working with young people. But as individuals, as responsible adults, I really do think that it is our responsibility to know these rights so that we can continue to share this knowledge to make sure all children in Manitoba know that these rights are theirs and they're important.
And I think, like Cheryl and I were talking as well, and our office, the Manitoba Advocate, is born out of right number 4. The government's responsible for helping to protect your rights. So one of the things that I think the work of our advocates, the great work of our advocates and of our office is we help to protect those rights for children as well. We help stand by children. We help have that amplify that voice, right? So, and again, I'm just highlighting our office, but there are plenty of other ways that they are doing it. But our office definitely is one of those ways that Article 4, right number 4, is helping to be followed because of the work that we do here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And they're setting standards, especially in this time right now, for safety of children and their families when they go out into public. So a lot of the different places have, the hotels have specific times for families to engage in recreation in the pool area, down to pools being segregated, all the way back with areas just for that particular family, every second one, so social distancing, but also in schools and hospitals. You know, I'm seeing it everywhere we go. So hats off to the government for being able to help us engage in practices that are safe for our kids. I appreciate it. I have young children in my life, and I always think about their safety first. So yeah.
Well, and I think, you know, we've had I still can't believe that we're on episode 21. You know, having the pandemic come along and kind of throw us for a loop, and having to figure out how we could continue to do this work and how we can continue to share these messages. So I'm pretty shocked that we've already made it to episode 21. Our hope and our goal is that, you know, eventually things will get back to somewhat normal. But again, I think we have to really look at where we are right now, which is, while Manitoba was able to flatten that curve, it appears that our numbers are going up. So when we look at your rights during this pandemic, government being responsible to help protect them, it's you have the right to quality health care. And quality health care includes mental health. I'm feeling the effects of a long winter coming up.
I can't wait.
I'm trying to stay positive. But
I'll have little activity bags for you.
Little activity bags. But I'm scared for the fall, right? I don't want, you know, when everything shut down, it was such a strange, odd way to have to work. I think we've managed to, you know, I think between the three of us and between our office and between our youth ambassador team, we've managed to kind of try and stay together, stick close, and support one another. But I guess for me, the idea that there's possibly a round two, you know, it's a bit scary for me. So I can imagine how scary it is for the young people. The right to a quality education. What does that look like in the face of this? So how is that going to look in the fall when we need to access mental health services, when we are looking at going back to schools? What's that going to look like? How are we going to protect our young people? How are we going to protect ourselves? So again, our fingers are crossed. Cheryl and I and John were picking medicine today, and John he had a fantastic idea. So he was talking about smudging the entire city. So we had a really neat visual. We were thinking we should rent a helicopter with a rope ladder, and Cheryl could hang onto the rope ladder and smudge, and John and I could cheer her on from inside the helicopter. So yeah, I don't think John thought I'd say that on air, but I think you'd all agree. You can leave it in the comments section that it was the most brilliant idea I've heard all week.
Well, I would like to reiterate the fact that everyday things, the medicines, people take for granted. They walk by them every day. I'm so blessed to be able to come down here to my job every day. But we were just driving around the city today. The Forks has medicine available for picking. There's medicine planted just in front of APTN. There's medicine over on Assiniboine. You know, like we have medicine all around us. We didn't go very far outside the city. I'm not going to give up my secret spot. Indigenous people will laugh about that because it's kind of a running joke about the secret spot for medicine. But it's there if you know what you're looking for and you make the proper, that medicine is available. On an update from last week, I'd like to apologize for abruptly leaving, but I did have a great nephew born, and traditional name is his name is Wabishka. Wabishka Mayengan. So congratulations to my family on that. It was beautiful to be a part of that in an Indigenous way.
That was pretty exciting, though.
Do you hear something?
That's my phone.
Oh.
Probably one of my children calling.
It's not another baby, though.
I apologize. I hope not. 'Cause
Okay.
I'm not on the radar for another baby for a while. So, but it's always a beautiful blessing to have that life come in, and also as the same for that balance, we have death. Death is to be acknowledged, in part of our ceremonies in a grieving way, to be able to support the families and the loved one that is making their journey onto the spirit world. So we do have a lot of that going on as well, to be able to help support families and youth, especially around that, to be able to share those teachings and that support, those medicines that they need, to be able to grieve in a healthy way, to understand what the protocols are. So we have a lot of that going on right now. One of the other teachings that I have is we have a ribbon skirt laid out here on the table, and I make regalia here at the office for our staff and our youth to wear. The Spirit shows me that the more that you wear your colors, because Spirit is seen, the Spirits see color, and the more that you wear your colors, we have that ability to be able to be guided by the spirit world, the ancestors. They come to us and they bless us with knowledge, with support. It's almost like they're redirecting us. So I like to see a lot of people. I see a lot of people now wearing their colors. They're traditional. They're decolonizing. They're being able to be who they were. Their spirit is being shown. They're being their authentic self. They're helping. So
if I'm a youth and I'm trying to invest in my culture and learn about myself, what is the colors? Like, how would I find out what my colors are?
they could go into ceremony. They could offer tobacco. They could ask, or if they were feeling comfortable enough, they could use the 4 colors of the 4 directions. Depending on how comfortable they are, they could come and ask, and they would be told their colors that they carry. So, but the color really helps to have. So ribbon shirts, regalia, skirts.
And on that note, really, when we look at the UNCRC, one of the rights is, and I don't know the number at this moment, but it is really, you have the right to your identity, you have the right to your culture. So, I really enjoyed hearing you say, you're seeing people wearing their colors.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
decolonization at its finest. So, again, it is one of your rights to be able to practice your culture, your tradition, your religion. That is one of your rights that was ratified. And I also just wanted to say, Cheryl had to leave last week to go and bring a new life into this world. And I wanted to point out what a lucky child to have been brought into this world with someone like Cheryl. I think that if I was a baby, I'd like you to be the first face I see, that's for sure. So
it was a true honor to be able to be asked by the family to come in and support. Didn't do much, but it was a good birth. It was a very quiet birth, and the ability to not feel that pain and just to let the baby come in and hear nothing but traditional language, traditional song, and to be blessed with an eagle fan as they come down. That's great. So that was true honor.
So as much as we share with the children, we also have been lucky recently getting some artwork submitted to our office from Graffiti Gallery. So that does amazing work in the community. So if you're not going to Graffiti Gallery, check it out. We do like getting artwork. So on our website, we have the Youth Express Yourself. You can go on our website and check that out. But we love getting this artwork. If I could show you it right now, I would. We have it posted up. And it's just amazing. So when youth are sharing their voice and their art and everything with us, it's really a blessing. So I just want to make sure that we put that out there, that we're asking. We can get some artwork. Anything you want to share with us?
That's
spoken
right.
word. We have our youth ambassadors that do some amazing art. Trevor, who's one of our amazing rap artists or hip hop artists.
That's right. I would love to put a shout out to all the Aboriginal or Indigenous people that are sewing, that are designing. If they can send a picture of what they're creating right now, like sewing blankets, sewing regalia. We have a lot of people doing beadwork right now. So anything with medicine, anything with paint, freehand. Whatever you're creating, if you'd like to share it with us, we'd be able to help out. Oh, there's Wavy Guy.
So and the what Cheryl's asking for is doesn't just have to be from young people, right? We'd be
No.
happy to showcase any of the creations that you're making. As for you youth out there, we would, however, love to have some of your artwork, your poetry, your song. Again, it is yours. We would showcase it as the
Basket
creation.
making, dream catchers, willow making, lots of stuff out there that's going on in all our communities right now. Just to be having a revival of a lot of our art, and is such a true blessing to have people in the community share traditions that are being passed down through the generations.
Yeah.
Languages are even art. So, yeah.
So that's what Cheryl wasn't looking behind the camera, she was looking on the screen. She saw wavy guy there who was
This
joining
morning.
us, standing by some medicine that we are picking today. And so you'll be seeing in the next little while, there's a Where's Wavy campaign that's starting with the office. So check our social media, because you'll be seeing pictures of Wavy throughout the city in different areas, and you can even guess where he is and things like that. So definitely watch for that coming up.
And the only thing we haven't talked about again is the listening tour, which has been wrapped up online.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to share that the survey is now closed. We thank each and every one of you that took the time to check it out and to complete the survey. Again, your voice is so very important to us, so we will take all the information we've gathered from the survey. We will be able to put it in a report and share with you kind of what the top concerns were. And I'm more excited really to get to the magic wand question, which is, if you've identified a challenge in your community, how would you solve it? So we've had some...
Such a good question.
Yeah, and so when we were able to do this in person, some of the answers were hilarious, and once we're able to kind of compile all of that, we'll be able to share some of those wonderful stories with you. But again, just wanted to acknowledge and say thank you so much for taking the time to fill that survey out, and we will make sure that we share with you the outcome. There is still the mini iPad that will be the grand prize draw. So our hope is that we'll be able to wrap this all up and have an iPad in someone's home in the next few months.
And then who knows? We're hoping, maybe a phase 2 part of our, everything is doing these phases, right? So why isn't our listening tour hop on board?
That's
with
right.
that?
We can be asking and visiting more communities.
Yeah,
I've actually been out with different communities come into the city, and they contact me to go out medicine picking. So while they're picking medicine, I'm asking a whole bunch of questions about, so what community, what do you got going on? You got any youth there? So I'm always asking, and we've had quite a few from the north come down to pick medicine and share. And so I've built up some really great contacts for looking at, like you say, an extension of the youth listening tour, and just getting out there and helping them to understand that they have rights, and how can we get together with that.
So if you are interested, and if you're a youth provider, if you're involved in communities, schools, anywhere, if you want us to come out, or if you want to be a part of the listening tour phase 2 coming down, just contact our office. Like, we have the phone numbers right here, 1-800-263-7146. Because as much as we want to reach out, it's definitely helpful when people reach to us as well, because then we know there's a need and there's a want for this. So it'd be nice to keep the listening tour going, because as we know, the struggles for youth change. And then youth come up with different ideas and solutions, so it's always good to revisit that and be getting the youth voice of
and
today
their perspective
as we go forward.
from their lived experience. And
And with September coming upon us, I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty about going back to school and what that will look like. But one of our favorite, one of the favorite parts, and I can speak for myself, and I think I can speak for John and Cheryl, one of our favorite things to do is to come out to schools, to come out to service providers, and to do presentations for young people. That is essentially our goal, really, is to come out there and see you, and to share our knowledge, and to take your knowledge, and to just collaborate on youth rights So educators or service providers with fall coming upon us, please don't ever hesitate to give us a call. You can call 1-800-263-7146 and ask for youth engagement. We would be more than happy to come out and do some presentations for you, for your young people, or again for adult service providers, so that everybody that is working with young people knows the 42 rights and is able to share those.
So I've, as every week, we've included some of the necessary phone numbers that people might want to reach out to. Kids Help Phone, they are also online. So there's lots of supports. Like we were talking about, Cheryl's talked very, very much about self-awareness and mental health and everything. So you know what? I think anything that you're going through right now, there's somewhere to help. And at the end of the day, if you're not sure where to go, what to do, call us.
Yeah.
Our advocates do some great work, and you're never going to be turned away from our office.
Yeah,
right.
That's right. So before we wrap up today, I'd like to remind everybody to please wear masks, social distance, and wash your hands. If you can, stay home to help flatten that curve. We really need those numbers to stay very low. They're starting to creep up slowly. People have really kind of got to realize that it's not over yet. So please still keep doing those practices.
And I think for me, before we go, I just want to say for youth care providers and adults watching, check in with your youth and just make sure, see how they're doing.
Yeah.
Because, depending on how old your youth is, they're still figuring out these things, and they're maybe not totally understanding what's going on. And I've seen just in my own kids, the youngest, just being that little bit of fear of not, why are people talking about school and why are people so worried? So just checking with youth and making sure that we're helping with their anxieties and their unknowns.
Just a simple check-in.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Yeah.
Got any concerns? Have a conversation.
Yeah.
So, and you know what, I'm with Cheryl and I'm with John. Make sure that we are wearing a mask, washing our hands, checking in with our young people. Those are all really key and important. And I think as adults, like you said, I'm feeling really uncertain about the fall. So I can imagine what our young people are feeling.
Yeah.
So yes, please make sure that we're doing those check-ins, and make sure you're doing your self-check-ins. I'm a big, I encourage you all to make sure you're taking care of yourself.
I guess we'll see you next week.
I'm gonna go dry off now.